Nani?
Okay, I think we're working now. Hey, what's good, Postage? Well, can't wait to get back on Monster Hunter Stories. We'll be back on this game at some point. I have enjoyed my time spending a bit more time on it, but I really wish I could raise the new monster we could, well, raise. Since we actually hatched a new buddy today. But for now, we get to be a lawyer. In Trials and Tribulations, which people could now also purchase and download on their phone. Okay, so where we last left off. So originally, the client we're defending was accused of larceny. However, after some back and forth in the courtroom, the witness who was supposedly the ace detective of the case was found guilty, question mark, of larceny instead. However, another dilemma has popped up in which our client is now accused of being a murderer, while at the same time a robbery was happening. So last time we were on this game, we did a second investigation to try to find more clues and whatnot, and gather more information to try to get the scoop that our client. My nose is itchy. I don't know why I'm smiling. Our client is not a murder.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, welcome back, James. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. So now here we are. We're on I think the second and last trial of this case. And I guess we could probably get a head start on the next one, maybe? I could probably hop into Genshin for a little bit, but just so I can double check that all the updates and stuff are in order. Also, would be a good time to spend Armora as well. October 14th, 9:41 a.m. District Court Defendant Library Numero 4.
Hey, Nick!
What is it this time?
You won't believe how many people are here for the trial.
Well, it is a murder case this time.
What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door.
Bruh.
Next door?
Why'd you know this? Why'd you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Edmy's trial today.
Oh yeah, this son of a gun. Yeah, it should be ending at around like 11 p.m. Eastern time-ish. Or like earlier. Detective Atme?
They say they're going to try him as Mask to Mask.
Already? That was fast.
Boy, I'd love to see Mask to Mask's trial.
I know. By the way, where's Pearls?
Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore. I know you don't like me.
Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh?
Yeah, ever since that incident last year.
Please don't ignore me!
Oh, Mr. Delight, good morning.
No one likes me. No one would notice me even if I killed someone.
Come on, don't be silly. Oh, wait a sec.
Now, in the meantime, we got some nice ace action here. Let's get some justice. That's right, justice for everybody. But the game is called Trials and Tribulations for a reason, because this part of the trilogy is when we get to a very important climax in the in the story of our lead protagonist Phoenix Wright alongside, well, and also a bit or two about his mentor that we don't know about before. You don't mean you're the murderer?
No, I'm just a poor thief. No, wait, that's not right. Thief can't really be poor.
Now, let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending to him to quote-unquote help him commit the heists.
Do you really think there's a connection between the thief and the murderer, Nick?
It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock.
Huh? How come? I just take our time like always.
I'm afraid that's not an option. October 14th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 6. Oh boy, 10 a.m., that was the time the announcement for Monster Hunter happened this morning.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
You're ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the weak. Okay, settle down everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godot.
Ugh, he's got the judge in the palm of his hand, yet again.
Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all. I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godot. Then you need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war, but that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording.
Says the one who likes to drink coffee all day.
That's all my statement means. You understand now, right? Yes, well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case.
Wow, the judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change.
The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 19th. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 a.m. of the previous day. And that's when a little lost kitten dropped the ball. That little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant. Very well then, Mr. Godot, please call your first witness. I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. But the first one is always the best. Mr. Godot, your witness? Okay then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself. Defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does defense have any objections? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but...
If I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify.
Huh. You've got guts, right. Alright then, Mr. Ron Delight, please take the stand.
Well, he's already at the stand.
You did it, didn't you?
Yes.
What?
No, that's not true.
For a moment there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever.
You wish.
Oh, well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with that face he's making.
And once he opens his big mouth, he probably put the last nail in his own coffin.
Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security?
Oh, well, that's kind of hard to say. Boy, I wish I could go home.
Well then, let's hear some testimony about what happened.
The visit to KB Security.
That evening, around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was.
Sounds pretty concise so far.
1 a.m. The exact time the murder took place.
The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up.
It's bitter today. Just like my destiny.
You never know that from the way he's chucking you down.
Oh, you could say that again. You could say that again for sure.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please.
Wait, maybe this is a contradiction. If you don't want your true identity revealed, come to security at 1 a.m. on October 12th. But this letter does not say where exactly to go.
There wasn't much to his testimony, was there?
Sounds like he's avoiding something. At least that's what it sounds like to me.
Uh-oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. We better be careful.
But if we don't find a way to make it spill the beans, we'll never get closer to the truth.
Yeah.
I'm gonna press him on that, because here's the thing. While at the same time we can present evidence and find that statement contradictory, I wouldn't say it's 100% contradictory because he might spill some new information that we could find as a contradictory statement instead. It ordered you there?
It was the first time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere.
Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then?
Oh, of course. They'd say things like, steal this, or take that.
Aha! Why don't you save those for later, Mr. Delight? Please don't say anymore. Now, what should I do? So what did the blackmail letter in question say?
It said to bring $50,000.
Money, eh? A perfect motive for committing murder.
Oh, but wait! Show the money! I never intended to pay that money anyway.
Oh, is that right?
After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of.
An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Huh. Muddy mud skipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do.
Objection!
He said the blackmail letter doesn't scare him. Is this one of those cases where we have to keep on pressing until we actually finish pressing to get further in the case?
Hold it! Hold it! Hold it!
Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway?
The blackmail letter said if you don't want your identity revealed, correct?
I'm sure it was referring to the whole mask-to-mask thing. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Bullard didn't have anything on me.
He didn't?
Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about me. Just as long as Desi believes in me.
So that's why Mr. Light didn't believe he was mask to mask.
That's why I knew they were just hollow threats.
used to be a security chief for KB Security, right?
Yep, that's right.
A security chief? You?
And yet, a year ago you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge? A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject? Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job.
Well,
The world is filled with those who have said. I wish I'd ever asked that.
Oh, okay, then I take it back.
Defendant, please answer the question.
well, I needed money.
You needed money?
Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby.
Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick?
My salary wasn't nearly enough, so I stole data from the company.
Come again?
KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. Since I was a security team chief,
You stole some data and sold it on the black market.
Mr. Bullet found out, and I was fired immediately. Wah! I wish I had never asked that. Now if someone able to keep it a secret, it made it seem like I'd quit on my own.
What is it, Nick? You don't look so good.
Someone who brings harm to the company is fired as punishment. You do well to remember that.
He sure told you.
So you admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct?
Yes, I'm sorry.
This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony.
Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse. Crashed and blew up. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster.
Hold it! Hold it!
Why would you do something like that?
Well, for Desi's hobby, what else?
Wasting money, huh?
It's not a waste!
So Miss Delight doesn't know that her husband was fired, does she?
So it would seem.
Not sure what to think about couples that keep secrets like that from each other.
I can't believe it. This case has gone even Maya to think seriously about couples.
Please try to stay focused, Mr. Wright.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, what's good, Leon? Nice catching emote. I still haven't finished the one I made on Photoshop some time ago. I mean, I could commission someone to make one for me, but then again, I already put in enough commission money lately, honestly. I'm gonna back out and actually rewind that. Okay, this is a bit trickier than I thought.
Hold it!
What did you do after being fired from KB Security?
I spent a lot of time looking for work, but then I decided I wanted to start something myself.
Not good. This is going from bad to worse.
So I started looking at books, TV, and movies. learning all I could about masked men.
The masked men?
Hold it!
So you wanted to try drawing... You wanted to try drawing a comic, right? About masked men? No, that's not right. I want to become...
Your Honor, let's move along, shall we?
You asked the question. You're being quite odd today, Mr. Wright.
Wait to bring the spinning buzzsaw one notch closer to your own neck, Ace Attorney.
Hold it!
1 a.m., huh? You're absolutely sure about that?
Yeah, that's what my watch said when I was entering the CEO's office. No. Actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was slow, and my internal clock was also a bit...
1 a.m. That's the exact time the victim, Mr. Bullard, was murdered, correct?
It's too late for a coffee date, that's for sure.
Hold it! Hold it! Hold it!
I should just avoid this whole subject, at least for now.
As the defense appears to have nothing to say, it seems that this is indeed your motive.
What? That's not true. I didn't have any hard feelings towards Mr. Bullard.
I knew I should have said something. This is tricky. I think I'll go ahead and start the next Stream Raiders battle the next time. In the meantime, I mean. I still need to get more units to level 10. Which includes the Flying Rogue, the Buster, the Centurion, and the Musketeer. That's a lot of Barbarian Scrolls, I'll take those. I should be able to put a Templar here in this map if I could. Anyways, back to the court case. I feel like we have to make him spill the beans on his last statement. Actually, let me go ahead and check one more thing. Did someone ping me on Discord?
Hold it!
So you might have to make him spill the beans about selling the data.
Hold it!
The blackmail threat did not scare me. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything.
Hold it!
Objection! Objection? I'm afraid that reason isn't going to hold up anymore.
What do you mean?
The victim had no proof the defendant was masked to mask. But you were the one who stole company secrets only 1 year earlier.
But that was all over with once I was fired. But it is true that the fact I stole secrets was kept under wraps. Even so, there is no reason for me to pay up now, a whole year later.
Is that really true?
What is it, Nick?
The fact that Ron was stealing company data, I wonder if he would have had a problem if that ever became public knowledge. I mean, I'm going to assume it is a problem. Mr. Delight, I believe you wouldn't have been in considerable trouble if your identity as a company data thief was made public.
Mr. Wright, what are you trying to do by bullying your own client? Men are like colonies of bacteria. The more heat you apply, the faster they grow.
That's exactly right.
Well then, feel free to keep up the heat, my little lawyer amigo.
Little lawyer amigo?
Yes, now come on, provide some evidence to back up your assertion. Why would Mr. Delight want to keep his data stealing secret from going public?
Take that!
Well, Mr. Defendant? You heard the defendant.
Just when I thought it wasn't possible, a whole new level of irritation arises before me.
It looks like the defense was just playing with himself.
Oh, damn it. Damn it, they debated me. They put the bar back. They made me think that I actually got the answer, but I did not. 1 second, folks. What if I say not especially? Yeah, I guess not.
But did you just say he might?
Always avoid unpleasant or inconvenient facts. That's one of my rules.
Don't try to get out of this by acting all cool.
Hold it!
Objection!
It's probably because his wife. If his wife find out that that he was a thief of data, she would divorce him.
Take that!
Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday.
Uh-huh. What doesn't?
I think you must have been scared, very scared, of having a certain person find out about your secret.
A certain person?
Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife.
Listen to me, my Desi, she's...
Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Good toe. Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault. What do you mean? Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about. Oh,
No, everything is falling neatly into place for him. Hey, thank you for the epic orc slayer, Leon.
Don't talk about my Desi like that. Or you'll be sorry.
Hey, 20 minutes left to play some troops.
well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far.
What do you think, Nick?
I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes. I know, right?
Certainly there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much.
The motive is clear. Let's move on. What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight?
Come now, tell us. We're all ears.
Thanks for the host, Kiva. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so this is another time I could actually put in a flippin'... if I could just get the potions for a Templar here, that would be perfect.
When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. If I had been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Bullard was lying there dead.
You happen to if you weren't wearing what?
I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that masked man struck him on the head from behind.
Of
course, since Atomy turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie.
No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that.
What are you saying? I really was attacked.
I'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination.
Got that, Mr. Trite? Don't go easy just because he's your client.
If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend.
You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godot. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it. So let's go ahead and give Kiba a quick shout out real quick.
We heard this from Mr. Delight yesterday, didn't we?
There's not much in this testimony either.
I bet you he's still hiding something.
I wouldn't be surprised. We'll just have to draw it out of him.
I just hope he doesn't make things any more complicated.
He said if he wasn't wearing that. He didn't identify what the quote-unquote that is.
Hold it!
That? Could you please clarify to what you are referring to?
Why, my mask to mask costume, of course.
Wait just a moment. Mask to mask?
Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as mask to mask. And then, I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security.
What?
Nick, did you know about this? He never told me this.
I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either.
Even I didn't know that. It seems our little friend really loves to keep secrets.
I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait, that's not right. You know how sometimes things just slip into your mind?
Huh. My sixth cup of coffee started just staring up at me coldly. At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony.
This is new piece of information indeed. I don't know if I have any evidence to counteract this.
Hold it!
Why were you dressed up as mask to mask?
Why, because of mask to mask, of course.
What are you talking about? Master Mask's trial is being held next door.
Yes, I guess so. Anyway, at that time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the mask to mask issue. So I thought I should go as him, just to be safe.
Oh boy.
Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I expected.
Took a lot longer? What is he talking about? What do you mean by took a lot longer?
Oh, opening the safe, of course. My cape got caught on the safe door, you see? This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Boulder's body.
What was that? Back up a second.
Yes?
You were the one that hid the body in the safe?
Well, yeah.
Inconceivable. Why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking?
Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine?
What?
The answer's simple. When they take them off.
As usual, I have no idea what you're saying.
Do you mean that Mr. Delight hid the body because he's the murderer?
So you're not as stupid as you look.
His metaphor this time was really obscure.
Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you?
Well, yes.
Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Just make sure you add this to the testimony.
Yes, sir.
Uh-oh. Looks like a storm front is moving in over the fair weather judge.
Hold it!
Why did you hide the body in the safe anyway?
Well, because it wouldn't fit in a drawer.
That's not exactly what I meant.
When I saw that corpse, I kind of lost it. I thought, if they find his corpse, they'll think I did it.
I think you had a simpler reason than that. It's because you killed him. That's why you spent 10 minutes hiding the body.
Certainly does make sense. Hold on. 10 minutes? Yeah, I just realized the statement said 10 minutes. But maybe he misspoke the amount of time it took to get a body into the safe. Unless it took longer or shorter than 10 minutes?
What is it, Nick?
I just had a thought. Under those circumstances, would you normally try to hide the body? And spend 10 whole minutes to do it?
Under those circumstances. What circumstances? Ooh. Hey, Nick, if you think his behavior is so strange, why don't you present some evidence that would show just what the circumstances were?
That's it. Take a look at the court record and present some evidence. So, that statement does have discrepancy. Interesting. Oh, the buzzer! If the buzzer went off at 1:02 p.m., he should not have spent 10 minutes to hide the body.
Objection!
Hey! Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record?
And what might this be?
The record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once, at 1:02 a.m.
What?
If Mr. Rondelay truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way.
Objection!
Let's remember who we're dealing with here. You probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building.
Objection!
Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as a chief of security. There's no way he wouldn't have known about them.
Objection!
But, as it turns out, the guard never came.
That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser, who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend, and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity was not something Mr. Delight could have known.
Objection!
Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer was going off.
Objection!
This buzzer is extremely loud. There's no way he could have ignored something like that. If he had been conscious, that is.
Cautious? What do you mean by that? Ugh. Fine. Let's hear your theory.
Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Oh shoot, my voice.
I can hear it.
Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes.
Unconscious, so he fainted.
That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body.
So what are you trying to say?
Mr. Delight was knocked down, and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right, whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and then pressed the buzzer.
Order in the court, Mr. Wright. This is
Objection.
This is preposterous. It was this kid. Ron Delight is the one who killed Kane Bullard.
Objection!
Then who pressed the buzzer?
It was the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button. So Kane Bullard sounded the buzzer himself. What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright?
I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the crime scene, but how? There were no fingerprints on the buzzer, and the victim was not wearing gloves at the time. The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer.
Take that!
I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for.
This is the emergency buzzer. Is there some kind of clue on it?
Absolutely not.
Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth.
The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue.
I'm the one who's clueless.
This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard had really pressed it himself, naturally, he would have left his fingerprints behind. Aha!
Objection.
Ron Delight obviously wiped them off.
Objection!
Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment.
He touched the button. I know he did.
Objection!
The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Mask to Mask. And Mask to Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have had to wipe the button free of fingerprints?
Order, order, order. Huh. It would seem I've been forced to eat crow.
I wonder what blood number like crow flavored coffee is.
However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why wouldn't that person press the emergency buzzer? Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger?
Beats me.
What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden? It looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks.
They're onto you, Nick.
Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard at around 1 a.m. Whew. Hey, welcome back, Maffey. Oh, she finished the game? Pogs. I'm sure she took her time. Just like we're trying to take our time, enough time to finish this case for... the second case for... Ace Attorney 3. Huh, interesting. Very interesting. Alright, so the real culprit killed Mr. Bullard at around 1 a.m. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place then, right? The killer clobbered Mr. Delight, and then sounded the buzzer.
Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed.
Security was supposed to respond.
Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say.
Very well then.
Uh-huh. Got some guts. I like that in an opponent. Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer?
Maybe they wanted to call the security guard, so the security guard could find the body. And supposedly a murderer. The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted.
Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose?
Yes, although as it turned out, he never showed up.
Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time.
What a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in?
No, I'm not. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron Delight, who was out cold. And the third person, the real killer.
Hypothetically, yes.
Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ron Delight.
And if any security guards came running in that time, they would think I was the murderer.
That was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ron Delight for the murder.
Order, order, order. Huh. It would seem I've been made to eat my words once again.
Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee.
Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Or, wait a second. I'm the one and only Master Mask, so...
Nick, you mean the real killer is?
We're going to drag that person here right now.
But who is it?
I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to save KB's security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard.
Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Ron Delight for the murder of Kane Bullard?
Since he knew Mask to Mask's real identity,
Take that!
Detective Luke Atme, he's the only one who could have done it.
Ace Detective.
Luke at me?
You mean Mask to Mask did it?
Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Mask to Mask at all. He is in actuality the true murderer of Kane Bullard.
Order, order. Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime?
They're not even close. Murder's the more serious crime, of course.
I think maybe if I'm logged in on the viewer side of things, it doesn't send the alert for the bot.
It's a capital crime punishment to a capital punishment. Oh, it's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment.
Please remember the trial from yesterday if you would. When Luke Atamy confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom.
Of course. A famous detective was unmasked as well. Mask to mask.
Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along.
To be found guilty?
Mask to Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Mask to Mask was Luke Atamy's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi.
A guilty verdict. As an alibi? You know, it's almost time. For what? For Luke Atmy's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial after all. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course. That's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder.
Oh, shoot. Again, we have to present proof of that? While we keep that in suspense, let's go ahead and go to the Stream Raiders side of things to see how we're doing. 12 units are placed on the battlefield. I don't think we need to debuff anybody. Although I will admit there are a lot of spiders. Let's just see how this battle goes in the meantime, though. Hey, what do you know?
Hi, how
Maffy
are
gets
ya?
the bomber. I just decided to do the randomizer spin. Okay, so let's go to the Orc Siege now. There's a lot of orcs around here. Alright, you guys have to give me a moment real quick. I need to use the restroom before we have to present the next piece to... And, of course, I have to make sure my capture card's working. Alright, give me one moment, guys. I'll be right back real quick. Let me go ahead and play a quick advertisement in the meantime, too.